morning to all my wonderful viewers out there, and welcome back to another drop list video, the series where I cover all the items that are releasing in a specific week for various different streetwear brands. And in today's video, I'm going to be covering everything that dropped in week 2 of Supreme's Spring-Summer 2025 collection. But before I get into covering the items that released in week 2, I've got to thank you once again, because even though I have been really behind in covering Supreme and Palace's latest drops, you guys have still showed continuous support on the channel, and I wanted to give you a shout out. So thank you both to the public and private subscribers. I asked if we could hit the subscriber milestone before the end of March of 3,930 subscribers. You didn't just hit 3,930. You hit 3,935. Thank you so much. It's fantastic to see. Thank you for subscribing. I'm really keen to see where we go in 2025. I'm going to set a new subscriber milestone for April. Can we hit 3,940 before the end of April? I think with your guys' continuous support, we'll be able to reach that milestone before the end of the month. So week 2, yes, on my long-standing journey of catching up on the releases, because I was working on a little project that I have shared on the channel, we are now covering the drop list for week 2, and it's probably like week 7 or something now. Or be getting close to that. I do need to catch up, so I'm going to try as best I can to catch up, guys. If nobody's doing anything this weekend, I do really need to focus on this. But yeah, we know what we got in week 2. We got the collaboration with Aphex Twin, and we covered that in its own Streetwear Talk video. So go check that out if you want a more in-depth look. We'll cover the seasonal pieces, those collaborative pieces, the release details, and my thoughts and opinions on the pieces and the week as a whole. We'll be using a Supreme community page to cover all those details. Let's head on over there now and start covering the release details for week 2. So here we are at the Supreme community page that we're going to be using today, guys. It'll be linked down in that description section below if you want to check out the items yourselves and vote on them. But we'll cover those release details and then we'll dive into all the pieces. So week 2 dropped on the 6th of March 2025. All the items released online and in store 11 AM Eastern Standard Time for the US, 4 PM British Standard Time for the UK, and 5 PM Central European Standard Time for the EU. Then 2 days later, on the 8th of March, we would have got the release on the Saturday for Asia, and it would have released in the various regions that releases in now. If you have any further questions on when and where it released, just let me know in the comment section below. But let's dive into week 2. Let's kick it off by looking at the tops/sweaters. We've got some really cursed Aphex Twin ones. We have the football jersey. Both of them are just such strange pieces. For the fans, maybe. For me, I think I'll stick with I'm okay. We've got the mohair sweater. I actually don't think this is too bad, but it is almost $300 US. I would get it, but not at that price. We then have the twin thermal. I don't mind this in like black or white. As like some lounge wear, it would actually be okay, but it's $150. I would want it a lot cheaper than that. You have the work gloves, not doing too much for me, but maybe someone else. We have the Mantis coin knife. Look, if you can get that through customs in Australia, maybe, but concealed blades, very unlikely. Then we have the Skyline sequin long sleeve top. I don't think that's awful. I actually think it's okay. I like the design all over it. I like it in blue. Again, a nice loungewear piece. If I saw this like secondhand for like $50, I would actually pick it up. I'm not usually for all over print designs like this, but for like half the price, I don't think I'd complain. Now to the hats, it looks like we have some of the pieces repeating because they're bugged or something like that. I don't know. We have the Aphex Twin 6-panel. I don't think this is awful. I don't know why this is super downvoted. I actually don't think it's that bad. The Harris Tweed Camp Cap. Yes. Yes. So much yes. The material choice, the colors. I'm in. I'm absolutely in. I love it in the black, but I would get it in so many of the other colors here. This is a fantastic hat. I can totally agree with it being upvoted, but this is going to get overlooked. Definitely pick that up if you can this season. We've got the pigment coated S logo 6-panel. It's fine. It's okay. And then we have the over-dyed beanie, which I think is quite nice as well, but some really solid hats for week 2. Now to the jackets, we have the cargo jacket for $400. Bit too pricey for me. We have the reversible Gore-Tex jacket here. It's creepy. I have my pointers in the Streetwear Talk video to talk about where I think they needed to change the piece to make it more wearable. For $600, I'm out. And then we have one jacket left, the studded stadium jacket. This is fine. It is $400. I wouldn't care if I missed out, to be honest, because it's a nice sports inspired piece, but it's not doing too much for me, and I wouldn't wear it too often for the price point that it's at. Now to the pants, we have the contrast cutout sweatpants. Not really for me. We have the nylon trail pant. Not for me. The Aphex Twin Alpha Industries cargo pants. I didn't know it was a collaboration with Alpha Industries, so that's a 3-way collaboration. It's actually one of the nicer pieces out of the whole collection as well. Or I should probably say the most versatile pieces out of the whole collection. Yeah, don't mind the cargo pants. Now to the shorts, which I think is just this pair over here, the thermal shorts. I think we just keep it to the long sleeve and we don't need the matching shorts for it. Moving into the skate gear, we have the twin window licker skateboard. Such a cursed skateboard, but for a fan, I could totally see it. And you could actually just flip it the other way and just have it like this. Whoa, it's $100. Yeah, I'll agree with the community on that one. And we have the collaborative set of 3 for $300. Ooh, wow, okay. Look, I don't mind it, it's okay, but for $300, I'd rather spend that on like other Supreme skateboards that I'm looking to collect anyway, but damn. Now to the sweatshirts, which we only have one of, which matches the sweatpants. We have the contrast cutout hooded sweatshirt. I don't think this is doing anything for me, actually. To the t-shirts, we have the Aphex Twin Donkey long sleeve tee. Yeah, it didn't do too much for me when I saw it before. And then we have the Ambient Works t-shirt, which I think is my favorite piece just because I enjoy that project the most. And I'd probably want it in the white or black because if you were to watch the channel, that's probably all you would assume that I would ever wear. And last but not least, the collared shirts, which we only have one of, no, 2 of this week. We have the Aphex Twin shirt here. Doesn't do too much for me. And then we have the hooded sweatshirt, which was not included in the sweaters. Okay, this one here, not for me. And then now, last but not least, we have the Old English plaid flannel shirt. It's not doing anything for me either. That is week 2, and I gotta say, it's actually a pretty disappointing week overall. For myself, there's some Aphex Twin pieces here and there that are okay, but I think the best parts of week 2 are actually the hats. Like, I think this Harris Tweed cap is probably the best piece releasing this week. That or the Ambient Works t-shirt, but that's gonna get overlooked, I think, but that should be up here. And the fact that this is the best piece or the most upvoted piece this week really speaks to how week 2 shaped up. Maybe I'm just being really harsh on it, but I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts. What's your thoughts on week 2? Is it a hit? Is it a miss? I am not overly favorable for week 2. Now we move into summarizing it all, guys. We covered the release details, all the individual pieces, both collaborative and seasonal, and my thoughts and opinions on week 2. And I'm actually quite disappointed with it. The best pieces this week were the seasonal pieces. I like the hats the most out of the whole week, but the only piece that I'm really kind of going to be looking for, I suppose, is the Harris tweed caps, or maybe the Ambient Works t-shirt. But beyond that, I don't really care about the other pieces that released in week 2. I mean, maybe you feel different because maybe you're a huge Aphex Twin fan. That's perfectly fine. I'm sure there's a lot more pieces for you if you are like a really hardcore fan. But for me, as I currently stand, it's not much that I'm overly enthralled by. But I'd love to hear from you if you did pick up from week 2. What did you grab? Did you grab maybe the coin knife, maybe one of the jackets, maybe one of the pants? Let me know what you picked up from week 2 down in that comment section below. And of course, if you guys want me to keep covering all the upcoming weekly Supreme releases and to catch up on them, you got to give me the 3 indicators I always ask you for, which is a like on the video, a comment in that comment section down below, and as mentioned at the start of this video, if you haven't already, a subscribe to the channel would be fantastic, because we're trying to hit that subscriber milestone of 3,940 subscribers. Hopefully with your guys' continuous support, we'll be able to reach that milestone before the end of March. But that is everything I have to say about week 2, guys. Thank you for tuning in, and until the next Supreme video, until the next drop list video, until the next streetwear talk video in general, I'll catch you later.